Good morning, my dear student. On the behalf of KTGM College Nasik and Department of Chemistry of this college, I am Dr. S.R. Lavade welcomes you to the lecture on electrogravimetric analysis. Student, in previous lecture we discussed definition of electrogravimetry, principle of electrogravimetric analysis, Faraday's law of electrolysis and their applications in gravimetric analysis. We also discuss chemical equivalent and electrochemical equivalent. In today's lecture, we discuss some terminology which are useful in electrogravimetric analysis. Therefore, terminology in electrogravimetry. First term is a coulomb that we already discussed here. Coulomb is the unit used to express the quantity of electricity. That is, coulomb is a unit used to express the quantity of electricity, and one coulomb is the electric charge or quantity of electricity obtained by a flow of 1 ampere current strength in 1 second through electrolyte solution. Therefore, coulomb, that is a unit used to express the quantity of electricity, and 1 coulomb is a quantity of electricity obtained when we flow the current strength of 1 ampere for 1 second. Therefore, here ampere second product is the coulomb. We also define coulomb. Coulomb is the quantity of electricity that deposits 0.00118 gram of silver or 0.0000104 gram of hydrogen in 1 second. This is called as coulomb. That means coulomb, that is a quantity of electricity which deposits this much gram of silver or this much gram of hydrogen. And here coulomb is generally used to express the quantity of electricity. It is a unit of quantity of electricity. Now here we also discuss Faraday, but before that we discuss what is ampere. You know that coulomb, that is a 1 ampere current state passing for 1 second, and that will deposit this much gram of silver and this much gram of hydrogen in 1 second. Based on this, we can define this ampere. Ampere is a unit used to express the current strength. Ampere is the unit used to express the current strength. And ampere can be defined as 1 ampere, 1 ampere is the current strength that deposits 0.001118 gram of silver or 0.000104 gram of hydrogen in 1 second. Therefore, this is a current strength that deposits this much gram of silver or this much gram of hydrogen in 1 second. That current strength is called as Coulomb. Sorry, that current strength is called as ampere. Therefore, quantity ampere, that is the strength of current which deposits this much gram of silver or hydrogen in 1 second. Therefore, it is a unit used to express the current strength. Another electrical unit is volt. What is volt? You are familiar with volt. Again, volt is the unit used to express. Again, here volt is the unit used to express the potential difference, or you may say EMF or electromotive force between two electrode or two terminals of the battery. That is the volt. Therefore, volt is a unit used to express the potential difference or electromotive force between the two electrode or two terminals of the battery. We can define volt. 1 volt is the difference of electric potential that is necessary to send a current of 1 ampere through a resistance of 1 ohm. Therefore, this is called as volt. Volt is a unit to express the potential difference or EMF, and 1 volt is the difference in electrical potential or potential difference that is necessary to send a current of 1 ampere through a wire having a resistance 1 ohm. And therefore, here ampere and volt are the unit related, those are the electrical unit which measures the current strength and potential difference respectively. Student, now we discuss Faraday and how does it liberates 1 gram equivalent of substance. Next terminology in electrochemistry is a Faraday. We already discussed Faraday. Faraday is the unit used to express the quantity of electricity, One Faraday is the quantity of electricity require to deposit or liberate 1 gram equivalent 1 gram equivalent of any substance from its solution. Here Faraday is a bigger unit to express the quantity of electricity. 1 Faraday, that is a unit, 1 Faraday, that is a quantity of electricity which deposits 1 gram equivalent of any substance from its aqueous solution. Therefore, we also define that Faraday or 1 Faraday is 96500 coulomb associated with 6.023 into 10 raised to 23 number of electrons and deposits 1 gram equivalent of any substance. This is a Faraday. Therefore, Faraday, that is 1 Faraday is 96500 coulomb associated with that electric charge consisting of Avogadro's number of electron and that deposits 1 gram equivalent of any substance. Student, next terminology in electrogravimetry is the current density. Next terminology is a current density. Here current density is the extent of polarization of electrode. Current density is defined as current density is the magnitude of current passing through the electrode, current passing through the electrode divided by the surface area of the electrode. This ratio is called as current density. Current density is the magnitude of current flowing through the electrode divided by electrode area. Here current density is equal to magnitude of current, and that is measured in ampere, divided by surface area of electrode, and it is measured in square centimeter. Therefore, current density have a dimension. Current density expressed in ampere per square centimeter. Current density measures in ampere per square centimeter. Current density is a measure of polarization of electrode. If more is the current density, more is the polarization. That means amount of current flowing through the electrode is more when its surface area is less. Therefore, current density directly reflects the polarization of the electrode. Higher the current density, more is the polarization of electrode. Student, now we discuss current efficiency. Next terminology in electrogravimetry is the current efficiency. Current efficiency is the measure of agreement between the number of Faraday electric charge pass and number of gram equivalents deposited and number of gram equivalent of substance deposited. That is the current efficiency. Current efficiency is a measure of agreement between number of Faraday electricity passed through the solution and number of gram equivalents of that substance are deposited. Theoretically, 1 Faraday deposits 1 gram equivalent. At that time, we can say that current efficiency is 1. That means 1 Faraday divided by 1 gram equivalent. Therefore, here current efficiency is equal to number of gram equivalent deposited experimentally and divided by number of or theoretical number of gram equivalent by Faraday's law of electrolysis. That means here experimentally how much amount of substance liberated divided by theoretical yield or theoretical amount of substance liberated, which we can calculate by means of Faraday's law. This ratio is called as current efficiency. Current efficiency is equal to 1 when there is no side reactions. That means amount of substance liberated is equal to the amount of electricity pass. But many side reactions are taking place in the electrochemical cell or electrolysis cell. At that time, we can always have a current efficiency less than 1. Therefore, due to many side reactions, current efficiency always less than 1. Due to many side reactions in a electrolysis cell, the current efficiency, the current efficiency is always less than 1. Generally, by multiplying with 100, it is expressed in percentage. It is always less than 100%. If side reactions are not taking place, electric charge is not consumed, total electric charge will be deposited will be utilized for deposition of a analyte, then current efficiency equal to 1. It is never greater than 1, and it is experimentally current efficiency always less than 1. Some side reactions are taking place in the electrolysis cell. Student, now we discuss the next terminology in electrogravimetry, and that is called as decomposition potential. Decomposition potential, that is the next terminology, decomposition potential. Decomposition potential is the minimum external voltage required to carry out continuous electrolysis process. That is minimum external potential that is required to carry out the continuous electrolysis process, that is called as a decomposition potential. Now here in a electrolysis cell, when we have to deposit some analyte, during the deposition of analyte, initially analyte is taken in a electrolysis cell, and here cathode and anode are deposited into electrolysis cell. Initially this electrolysis cell have its own potential, and that is called as galvanic cell potential. This galvanic cell potential depends upon the concentration of ion in which those electrodes are placed. Therefore, here in order to carry out the electrolysis process in that electrolysis cell, we have to increase the potential greater than the galvanic cell potential. And when that potential reaches more than galvanic cell potential, then electrolysis process starts. Therefore, minimum external voltage that is required to carry out continuous electrolysis is called as decomposition potential. Therefore, in the electrolysis process, initially a electrolysis cell is formed which have its own potential called as galvanic cell potential. If we linearly increase the cell potential, that means external cell potential, external voltage, and when it will reaches more than galvanic cell potential, then then electrolysis starts. Electrolysis starts, and that is called as decomposition potential. Here, this decomposition potential depends upon potential depends upon the concentration of electrolyte solution. That means here, if electrolyte solution have more concentration, then decomposition potential required is less. If solution is very dilute, then it requires more potential to carry out the deposition. At that time, decomposition potential increases. Therefore, decomposition potential, that is a minimum external voltage that must be applied to the electrolysis cell in order to carry out continuous electrolysis. Student, next term in electrogravimetry is the reversible back EMF. Reversible or back EMF. We know that decomposition potential is the minimum external voltage. Reversible or a back EMF. We know that decomposition potential is the minimum external voltage required to carry out the continuous electrolysis, and it will be greater than the galvanic cell potential. Therefore, here when we increase the potential greater than the galvanic cell potential, then a deposition of analyte takes place. Therefore, the difference in voltage of galvanic cell potential and the decomposition potential is called as reversible EMF or back EMF. The reversible EMF or back EMF is the difference in voltage between decomposition potential and galvanic cell potential. This is called as a reversible or back EMF. Yesterday we discussed the example of Daniell cell. In Daniell cell, when activity of copper ion and zinc ion are 1 molar, at that time potential difference is 1.1 volt. If we oppose this potential difference by applying externally 1.1 volt potential, then cell reactions are stopped, because that is a potential equal to galvanic cell potential. But when we increase the potential greater than 1.1 volt, reaction becomes reverse. Therefore, when we increase the potential 1.2 volt, reactions are reverse. Therefore, a difference in voltage, that is 1.2 minus 1.1, this potential difference is called as reversible EMF or back EMF. Student, with this we complete all terminology used in electrogravimetric analysis, and home assignment number 1, state and explain the following terms. State and explain the following terms. Number 1 is Faraday, or number 2 Coulomb, We also discuss here current density, current density, then next term is current efficiency, then next term number 5, that is a decomposition potential, and next one is the reversible or back EMF. And here you can find out the answer of this question. State and explain the following terms. We already discussed all terms. With this, student, I invite you to my next lecture on electrogravimetry. In next lecture, we discuss the process of electrogravimetric deposition and quantitation of analyte. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. Keep learning. Happy learning.